What is going on, my peoples? Frag's back again with a brand new video, and in this video today we're going to be doing a build guide for the Striker build set. Now I know there's a lot of people that have obviously done Striker builds before. It's been around for a while. It's known as the most meta build to have on the game, but I've kind of got something a little bit different that not a lot of people will be using with it. So I'm just going to kind of go through it, go through the reason and why I'm using it, and go through what it actually does to kind of provide more damage in different scenarios. Hopefully you enjoy this video. If it helped you, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what build you're using today. I was going to go through the main parts of the build first, which would be the weapons we're using. We're using the CHAMELEON, which is an exotic assault rifle, with assault rifle damage, health damage, and damage to armor. Pretty self-explanatory. The last role, a lot of people use damage to targets out of cover, but I prefer to use damage to armor because it gets the armor down quickly, and then the health damage also helps get the rest of the health down to kill the enemies quickly. With this, you get adaptive instincts. Hitting 30 headshots grant 20% of critical hit chance and 50% critical hit damage. Most of the time we're using 40% critical hit chance anyway, so that gives us a 60% after 30 headshots. And also critical hit damage 45 seconds after headshots as well will give us an extra 50% on about the 70% we already have. Also, hitting body shots, which you are going to be doing while doing that damage to armor, is going to give you 90% weapon damage for 45 seconds. And then leg shots, you get reload speed as well. So you could start off by hitting them in the legs and then hit them into the chest and then hit them into the head, if that's how you want to play. And you get, obviously, you're going to get loads of stuff as well. And the bus refresh when you're out of combat. So all you got to do basically is just keep hitting your target wherever you hit him, and you're going to get a buff for each time you hit him in any place on the body. What I'm going for next is a froth. I picked this up from the Dark Zone, and I kind of like it because it gives ensnared enemies, and whenever you hit an ensnared enemy, give you 25% amplified weapon damage, and then after 3 kills, the next enemy is going to get ensnared, which obviously is going to amplify that as well. So if you hit 3 normal enemies and then choose the 4th enemy as a boss, that's going to ensnare that enemy and give you 25% weapon damage at the same time. So it's a good little secondary to have. I don't really use it too much, but if you do need it on a boss, then that's what you're going to use it on. Apart from that, we are using the quick step for our pistol, obviously just for the speed, which you can get from the Houndsman bounty. If you don't have the bounty anymore, I got mine from the Division 2 Discord, and a lot of people in there are happy to help. I'm going into the main build. So for the mask, we're using a Striker's mask with weapon damage, crit damage, and crit damage again. We're using a Striker's harness battle gear with weapon damage, and crit damage again. We're going for the holster with weapon damage, crit chance, and we're going for the gloves with weapon damage and crit damage again. Now, we are using a memento with this because with this build, we don't have an awful lot of armor for the simple fact that we are trying to deal as much damage as possible with the crit chance as well. So I've opted for having a memento due to the fact it gives us the weapon damage and the armor at exactly the same time. And it also gives us more crit hit damage as well. So that gives you a base of 15% weapon damage and 170,000 armor, which you can't really get from one backpack. So you can have 2 backpacks in one basically. And obviously you're also getting your kill confirmed, which gives you 5% weapon damage, 10% bonus armor, and skill efficiency when you're picking up trophies on death as well. Which means you're doing loads of damage with strikers, and at the same time we're getting 5% bonus weapon damage from every single person you kill because you'll be running and gunning as well with the shield. So you're always getting armor, you're always getting stacks, and you're always getting that crit chance, a crit hit. You're just basically dealing damage all the time. Which then that brings me to the 6th and final piece of gear, which is the most important, which is the thermal knee pads. Some people won't have these, but I do have these, and they are literally a godsend. Weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and crit hit chance again with the Seska. So you're getting fucking absolute insane crit hit chance on this, as well as crit hit damage, as well as weapon damage as well. And what this is going to do is when you're dealing damage to any enemy, 50% of that damage will be dealt to another enemy within a 30-meter radius. So basically any enemy you're hitting, another enemy within that radius is going to be taking damage as well. Which is why we're going to be choosing these knee pads, because every single time we're dealing any damage to any enemy whatsoever, another enemy in the vicinity is going to be having that weapon damage done to them as well. So you're saving time when you're killing one enemy, and you're going to be able to wipe out another 5 enemies while shooting at one at the same time. On top of that, we're using a shield, just a normal Crusader shield. Obviously, it's the easiest one to have. The mods I have on this are shield health, active regeneration, and damage bonus. I kind of need some better ones, but I'm not really too fussed about it at the same time. And I use a Reviver Hive as well, because if you're playing a lot of solo, which is this build is for, you're going to need the Reviver Hive to be able to get you up when you're in sticky situations. And on the Gunner specialization, I haven't unlocked it all yet, but basically you don't really need a lot. All I've got that you actually really need is Assault Rifle upgrade and the passive talent, which is kill an enemy gives you 10% armor, and fully upgraded armor gets repair 100% armor, and then it gives you bonus armor as well. So there's not really much to this build. I'm still messing around with it, but basically it's going to provide the most damage possible, and as well it's going to basically give that damage out to a lot of other enemies in the vicinity. So if you're going into the vicinity, most of the time you want to go for the most powerful enemies first, which are going to kill the smaller and the least powerful enemies afterwards. And that's basically that. I'm going to be kind of like tweaking this build as well. I'm kind of thinking a little bit with maybe using the contractor's gloves for it. That's a possibility. And maybe a Gila Guard backpack as well for the armor, and obviously the assault rifle damage you get as well. But obviously, once I've done that, I'll upgrade it for you and you'll be able to see when I bring out another video. But yeah, apart from that, hopefully you enjoyed it. As I said before, if you did enjoy this video and it's going to help you, just leave a like, subscribe, and let me in the comments know if the build has actually helped you out at all. Peace out.